My name is Della Taylor. I became a teacher because in most of my upbringing, my parents modeled a lot of success and hard work ethic, and it's very evident in their college life and careers as they raised most of us. But being a teacher was almost the best thing I could ever decide to do my freshman year in high school. I had teachers that didn't feed me what I needed, and I will say in hindsight that their lack of feeding encouraged me to be who I am in education and how I manage and educate my students now. That the community that Morningside brings and the family support. Coming in as a military wife, it was very hard to find where I fit in a new state. Morningside is so much like a family that you want to pour back into them and support them, and it reciprocates. So that is the best way to put it, as extraordinary as possible as Morningside can be. The key words in student voice is voice. Creating a space for them to be an advocate for themselves and being able to engage in lessons in the classroom is very, very important, mainly because it gives them a chance to express themselves and also relate to what our tasks are going on in our classroom. Been blessed with the opportunity to become a PLC leader and lead my ELA teachers in this opportunity. And through this curriculum, we're able to set up protocols, set up opportunities like jigsaw and turn and talks and gallery walks for them to engage and work out all these issues that we go on in this world and relate them to their personal experiences. So as I mentioned before, I love that the curriculum allows us to use protocols and activities like gallery walks and jigsaws and give students a productive way to talk about and engage what is going on in the real world. I've always learned that when you treat somebody the way you want to be treated, that is always going to pan out in the end. And I always want my students to remember how I treated them and how I was able to affirm that daily with them in my actions and in my words. My why is very reflective about how I want to build relationships with students and pour back into them and leave a situation better than I found it. I am a firm believer in change, and being able to support that through my why in teaching has been nothing but a blessing. The advice I would give for only teaching for almost about 12 years would be to give yourself permission to make mistakes, be able to give yourself grace. With our profession, it gets difficult. There's so many things that are pouring into us as far as stressors, and the only thing you can do is do one thing at a time. So always make sure you can make mistakes based on your good intentions and give yourself grace. In the past of my teaching, I've always learned that it's the teacher says and does what you're supposed to do. And through this curriculum that we're using now, the ELA curriculum, it has provided me opportunities for me to be reflective in my teaching practices, as well as take out my teacher preferences. Sometimes the way I teach things isn't the way I want to teach things and should, but being able to make the classroom more student-centered and engaging allows students to really create ownership in the learning and allow them to just take it where it needs to go, and you're there to facilitate it. So high quality curriculum is definitely the way to go.